The Cost of Unemployment by Christopher D'Alessio. History of unemployment. The United States has had 11 recessions since the year 1948. This year marked the end of the post-war period. There have been many attempts to reverse the effects of the recessions and bring unemployment down. These attempts have included stimulus spending and tax cuts. According to a 2012 calculation, there are 197 million people who are jobless. On the next few slides, there will be a graph of unemployment during the different periods of time. On the bottom, it will show the year, and on the left side, it will show the percentage of the unemployed. The post-war period. In this period, there was a lot of consumer spending, low energy prices, as well as an increase in military spending. President Truman wanted to put forth a plan to ease into the post-war economy, but Congress followed this weakly. President Eisenhower was faced with two recessions and didn't take action until the second one in 1957, where he implemented the Federal Aid Highway Act, which authorized construction of the interstate system. President Kennedy was then able to expand Social Security and unemployment benefits, as well as cutting taxes. During this period, the average unemployment rate was 5%. Stagflation. Arab oil embargoes led to a downward spiral which lasted until the mid-1980s. Inflation rose and the economy's growth began to slow. This is known as stagflation. By the time President Carter was leaving office, unemployment, inflation, and interest rates were all on the rise. The average unemployment rate was 7.1%. Reagan and Bush. There was another recession and the unemployment percentage hit double digits. The main reason the unemployment percentage was getting so high was because the government was more worried about inflation. The average unemployment rate was 6.8%. Clinton. Under Clinton, the economy benefited from low energy prices and the information technology revolution. Clinton was able to reduce the deficit as well as tackle free trade. In this period, unemployment dropped and there was an overall good feeling in the economy. The average unemployment rate was 5.5%. The 21st century. With the collapse of the internet bubble and the September 11 attacks, another recession struck. The good times did not last long as the housing market began to fall and our current financial crisis started. Congress thought they were helping by passing an $800 billion stimulus package that was meant to jumpstart the economy, but it virtually put a stop to economic growth. There were unemployment numbers similar to that of the stagflation when during 2010 the unemployment rate reached 9.6%. Productive efficiency. While we currently attain L, which is inside the production possibilities curve, because we are not using all our sources, like labor, to full potential, we cannot attain M, but we can certainly attain D or J, which would almost produce twice the amount of output as we get with L. Potential versus actual GDP. The economy's potential GDP is dependent on high employment, price stability, and ideal production in all sectors. The actual GDP contains our output as a country at any given time, which will rarely reach the potential. As you can see, a positive gap occurs when our actual output exceeds our potential output. This is a period of inflationary prices. The negative gap occurs when our actual output is under our potential output. This is also known as a recessionary gap. Cost to the individual. When someone loses a job, their standard of living is affected. The average person cannot last more than a few weeks without a serious paying job. Things like food assistance only replace half of the regular income of a laid-off worker. This means these people are forced to consume less. At this point, people may dip into their retirement funds, causing more problems down the road. Prolonged unemployment can cause an erosion of skill that could otherwise be used in the economy. This unemployment may also lead workers to want to invest less in training and education for another job position. When parents are unemployed, it is hard to give their children top-notch educational opportunities, which can affect the future. Unemployment also causes mental and physical health issues, which have been shown to shorten lifespans. Cost to society. As unemployment rises, the restriction on immigration rises. This protectionism approach can lead to damaged relationships and reductions in trade with other nations. Also, in times of unemployment, there are less volunteers and more crime, as people are willing to do anything to feed their families. Cost to the country. When the unemployment rates rise, the government is forced to pay out more in the form of unemployment benefits. This can cause the government to be in need of cash because they are collecting less on income taxes. Also, the non-production of the unemployed reduces the GDP of the country and it decreases efficiency. Conclusion. We need to take action. Although inflation is a big problem, it should not block the problem of unemployment. Unemployment is bad for the economy and everyone involved in the economy. There are short and long-term effects of unemployment, all of which are negative. We need to take action in order to prevent these issues from worsening.